keep it moving and we'll go to a bantamweight Muay Thai bout where Superlek falls short here against Nabil Anane. Superlek, of course, missing
Massive.
hydration in the lead up to that fight. So unfortunate events leading up to it. But yeah, it was a decent spectacle. I thought Nabil Anane just looked so good, and the height is just it's
Yeah,
impossible to deal with, bro. Let's
it's
face it,
weird.
because he's only getting better,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
already that height was such a factor. So,
mm,
firstly, what can you tell
yeah.
us about this fight? And then, secondly, who's gonna beat Nabil Anani, bro?
Yo, you sound so flabbergasted, bro. You're like, what do
I'm
we even say
confused
about
here,
this?
bro. I was like, how do you get around all this height, bro? It's like
I don't know,
Dalsim stuff,
AD.
yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like Dalsim stuff exactly. I'm sure Nate's gonna put that edit in there for us. Um, yeah, Super League did the game plan to beat Nabil Anan the first time, right? Which was the hard leg kicks. Super League didn't throw a single leg kick in this fight. He didn't throw one leg kick. I watched the fight back again. Like he tried to, but like it all missed, and none of it was. And he didn't set it up. He didn't set up hard leg calf kicks like he did in the first fight. Um, he also looked a bit swollen in a way that, again, this is all not excuses, ladies and gentlemen. It's just things that I noticed in the fight. I noticed also coming into the fight. Super Leg looked swollen, which is weird. I was like, why does he look almost like Max Holloway would say, the muffin top? He's got the muffin top, right? It looked like he wasn't even ready for the fight. I also think that maybe he was just spooked by fighting Nabil because this is Nabil times two, and maybe he just realized the different character. Because the first thing right at the back, Super Leg came in with this high stance to to almost and then throw a hard overhand right, which I didn't think was gonna work. Why are you trying to hit the furthest target from you? The furthest target from you, you're trying to hit. I would have not have even considered going for his head until it shows itself. And for doing that, I would have targeted the body, right? Targeted his knees, target the body. You force him to bring his head and hands into the ground, into his stomach like this, and then his head will present itself for you to go and hit. But he didn't. He didn't do that. He was just trying to make it this ugly fight, which indicated to me that he didn't make the weight. He didn't train the cardio that he needed to train for the fight because he was trying to end the fight in a way that was, for me, it was virtually impossible to get. You were never going to be able to hit him in the head that. And yeah, I just didn't like that he was trying to do that. Whereas now Bill, on the other hand, he looked like he was in this fight and he really wanted to win it. And I think I'm gutted for the fact that it wasn't a title fight for him because you could see he really wanted to go in there and put on a, not necessarily performance, but actually beat the one guy that beat him and also beat the considered pound for pound number one in the one championship. You know what I mean? That's what he was hyped for mostly. You could see it in the way that he fought. And one of the biggest things that he did for me was the stepping knees. The stepping knees had Super Leg guessing, dude. He had him, and that was what led to the first quote unquote the knockdown. They say it wasn't knockdown because he bounced off the ropes, but for me personally, I thought he was knocked down.
Yeah, he
He,
was
he-
out there.
dude, he was. You could see he was a bit dazed because the knee came in from a step in the right knee. Then he threw a left elbow. Then it went around the ropes like that. He had Super Leg going backwards. Switch kick, boom, missed the switch kick. Just missed it off the head. Super Leg went down, but he looked like he was dazed for me. And even when the referee
Um,
gave him the count, he was like,
yeah,
he was trying to say, "Oh no, what happened?" But you could see when he realized that it was still gonna count at him, he was like, "Okay, let me just take the breath here. I am dazed." And from that moment, it was a bit of an uphill battle for Super Leg after that because, in fact, there was moments where he came close to and then Anan was actually gonna get that knee on him again, but he fought a flawless fight. I think Super Leg couldn't get in. He couldn't get into the range. Anan fought at range that was perfect for him the whole time. And I personally feel like there's no athlete in the bantamweight division right now that's gonna come close to cracking that code 80. I think the only way we can see it happening is if he goes upper division and fights a bit of a bigger guy, someone that's taller, lengthier, that may be able to, but stronger, that could pose a threat to him that way. But I don't know for Nabila Nine, I don't think he should go up any weight. I think he should stay exactly where he is. Unify your title, and then have a fantastic title range. I don't know. You got the names on that list. Nico Carrillo is not even in the division anymore. He went up to featherweight. So he's gonna take him out there, right? He beat Felipe Lobo. He beat Super Leg now. The other guys that are top contenders in this division, he beat them as well, right? So we got Rambo Leg there, which I personally feel like he'll beat Rambo Leg as well. But Rambo Leg is taller than Super Leg. Rambolek is taller than Felipe Lobo and Jonathan Agnew. So maybe we see something there. But before we could even say that, Rambolek has to fight against some of the other guys first. But Anan, I don't know, AD. I think he's going to be the puzzle for a very, very long time. And he's only going to get better. 20 years old. He's only going to learn newer things. He's only going to make it a bit more of a puzzle for people to figure out. And I mean, the one puzzle people can't figure out is something that's natural, which is just his height, not something that he learned, something that he's it's just who he is. You know, and I imagine you add that to him learning new stuff and becoming more of a master in this discipline. Or he decides to go, guess what, I'm going to become a kickboxer as well. Oh,
Yeah.
imagine that. Yes. Anyway, I think
Yeah.
well done for Nan. Well done.
He's got the
Despite it
world
wasn't
at his
quite-
feet here,
Literally.
seemingly. And yeah, but I just again considering like he's pound for pound best here Super League brand for Nabil to come in and just big bro him like that, bro.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely it was difficult to watch, but I've never seen Super League
Yeah.
when he got knocked down with what you were talking about earlier, when he got hit against the ropes, bro. That look on his face was just like, what's going on here, bro? Like he just couldn't comprehend. And again, it's just so difficult to figure out, bro. This height. I do think that he's gonna have to go up a weight class, bro, for him to see
Yes.
any like real challenge. Because again, it's just so much to get around. But all right, PG, any final thoughts on
You see,
this one?
and you know what, Eddie, that might even be unfair to Nabil as well, because this is his natural weight. He appears to make bantamweight without even struggling. He says the weight cuts are tough, but I mean, he makes the weight, right?
Mm.
And I don't know, if I think about someone that will match his height and length, right? You're going to have to look at someone like, for example, the immortal, Regan Ursel. But that's 2 divisions, sometimes even 3 divisions heavier than Nabil. Nabil might be same height as him, but Regan Ursel was so much heavier, more fuller, bigger. So I don't know if it's even fair for Nabil to go up into a featherweight, lightweight division. They don't even have a lightweight Muay Thai division or lightweight kickboxing. They don't have lightweight kickboxing. You know what I mean? So that will be the one where you can go up to, but he doesn't even compete in kickboxing. So I don't know if it will be fair for Anand to even go up divisions. I think he must just stay bantamweight, to be honest with you, and let One Championship find someone that can compete against him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair for his competition in this division, bro. That's why we're even talking about him going up from his natural weight, which is just testament to how good and how difficult it's going to be to beat him at this weight.